Hi everyone! So Valentine's Day or Single Awareness Day is coming up, and I decided to do a tutorial for two kinds of look for this occasion. One of them a sweet and natural sort of look, and the other one is this vampish, sultry, let's go on a prowl sort of look. So for both looks, I'm using just one palette, which is the NYX Paris palette, but any palette with browns, neutrals, and blacks actually work. The whole point of this is to show that you don't need a new palette for different kind of looks. One palette can get you all the looks you need, from sweet and natural to something more dramatic and bold like this look. So for this look, I'm going to show you how to do a fan style of eyeshadow placement, which is really flattering on monolids. Usually it can look pretty natural, but this time I'm going to use shimmers for a lot of pop. And the highlight of this look is definitely this vampish red. I'm going to eat you alive sort of lips. This look also features draping, where I basically contour with blush. And I'll show you how to do all this soon. Let's get on with the tutorial.
Let's start with eyes. Prime as usual and grab the shimmery, silvery gold shade and apply it all over your lids in a rough semicircle shape. Make sure it shows up when you open your eyes. Apply translucent powder above the shimmery gold. This will help you blend everything out later. You'll want to soften the edge of the gold eyeshadow so it's not a harsh block on your lids. So grab a clean, short, stiff blending brush and wiggle it around the edges to blur it out. Further soften by going back and forth this edge with a fluffy blending brush. You may have lost a lot of the shimmery silvery gold, so you may have to reapply it. Use a fluffy blending brush to do this to avoid harsh lines. Grab the shimmery dark brown and with a fluffy blending brush, blend it into the outer corners of your eye. Blend inwards, going no further than half of your eye. Take the black eyeshadow and line your eyes with it. Wing it out. If you're wondering how to angle the wing, just look at the way the outer part of your lower lash line curves up. The base of the wing should follow this angle, and then you can connect the tip of your wing to your eye in a smooth slope. Grab a clean fluffy blending brush and blur out the slime. Keep blending this until there's no more harsh lines. You may have to go back and forth between the black and the golden brown. After all the blending, my lid color is starting to look undefined, so I'm going to go back in with the matte brown and a pencil brush and lightly line the gold. Soak a Q-tip in eye makeup remover and clean up the bottom part of your eye, creating a sharp line. Follow the angle of your lower lash line again for this.
Okay, back to face. I'm gonna start with my priming spray, Skindinavia as usual. This is my holy grail spray, which I'm running out of because I tried ordering a replacement, and this being Indonesia, the government decided that my order of one spray, well, two sprays, but one of each, the primer and the setting spray, consisted of a business import, and I have to register a business and apply for an import license. So because it's a special occasion, I'm actually gonna pop out my Benefit Professional. It's really great at hiding all the pores on my face, but normally I don't really do that because, you know, nobody really notices my pores. I mean, I think if somebody's getting close enough to see my pores and the first thing they notice is like, whoa, your pores are huge, they're either more obsessed with skincare than with you, which is bad news, or they're a dermatologist, which, you know, don't do anything with them because, well, good partners are easy to find, good dermatologists are harder. So, you know, get their business card and keep them. I accidentally squeezed everything out. Can you see it? In general, I don't like putting too many products on my face. I don't think it's good for my skin. I do want my skin to breathe. So normally I only use this in the areas where my pores are enlarged, which is on my nose and around it, like here. The rest of my face, I like to leave it alone. I know I'm kind of nuts over skincare. I mean, I sterilize my brushes almost daily, so. This look is for going out, so I'm gonna go with a matte foundation because I don't want to look so sweaty in clubs. I'll be sweating everything off anyway. Let's go with matte. So I'm going to use Maybelline's Fit Me Foundation in Matte and Poreless. And the color is Classic Ivory. I am really happy because it's a perfect match for my skin tone. Normally, I don't know why, but a lot of brands assume that if you're yellow toned, immediately you're a darker skin tone, and there's only like one shade range for yellow toned foundation. So I'm really happy I found my perfect match. So this foundation has medium coverage, so it already hides most of my flaws. It's great because that way I don't need to work so hard on concealing. The camera is fortunately zoomed out enough that you can't see the spots, but I've been bad and kind of popping some spots, so I need coverage there. Wow. I actually don't need much concealing work done after this. I'm using the YSL Touche Eclat in 2. It's not pink enough to cover up my under eye circles. And I heard they reformulated, but you know, at the moment it's gotta do. I'm just using this one up until it's finished. Okay, so covered my dark circles. Now, I'm gonna do a bit more contouring than usual because it is a nighttime look. I can get away with a bit heavier makeup, but I'm not gonna do too much. Oh, missed a spot for my concealer.
Now, I'm using my beauty blender to set everything in with translucent powder.
Dust everything off. I'm using my Rendell brush. It's a local brand. I'm so proud of it. No idea why. I don't really do anything to contribute to the making of it, but like all Indonesians, I am just irrationally proud of local brands. Go Indonesia! Okay, so for this look, I'm going to contour via draping, which is basically when you contour with your blush. I'm ready with my 2 blush tones. It's just a different sort of look from contouring, and I personally really like it lately. So let's do it. To figure out where you put the darker color, conventional wisdom says, okay, you suck in your cheeks like this. And basically contour where the hollows are, but as you can see, my type of Asian face, you can't really do that. Another one is where you smile and put it underneath the apples of your cheeks where, you know, it's upraised when you smile. But as you can see, that doesn't work for me either. So now I'm kind of used to my face and I know where to put the spot, but the first time when I'm trying to figure out where it is, what I did was feel around, start around your ear, and you feel for your bone and you kind of feel that upraised bone up here. Now find a hollow and you trace it, and there you have the spot. Just the first time I did this, I actually had a contour stick to draw it out, then I blended it out, and after a while I figured out where the spot is. If it's your first time, that's what you can do. Right now I'm kind of used to it, so find that spot there, and that's where you're gonna apply your first blush color. I'm using an indie brand, Fyrinnae. It's a blush in Mesmerize. It's a blush sample, but it's super generous, and this is very pigmented, so I gotta be careful with it. Normally I don't like going further than this point here, where it's kind of like slightly at the, you know, slightly at the corner of my eye, slightly further than the corner of my eye. Oh crap, this side got way too harsh, but at least you can see where I applied my contour. Okay, I'm gonna have to soften it up a bit. What did I do before the days of Beauty Blender? I mean, seriously, this thing is amazing. Okay, and when you're blending this out, I suggest not going further than like this point here. You know, when you kind of smile, just like that spot like here. Okay, now I'm using a lighter blush shade to like further contour it. I'm using My Pretty Zombies blush, and I'm going to really mess up the name. It's Propoxyphene. Did I get that right? I should have Googled it before I started this tutorial so I don't sound so stupid. You can see the contour beginning to form. I want a bit of a more dramatic highlighter here, so I'm going with this golden gleaming sort of highlighter. This is an old eyeshadow I got from Bare Minerals. I didn't really like it then because at that time I thought it was too sheer and I didn't know what to do with it. I got this when I was maybe 18. I didn't know anything about makeup. I only got into makeup when I was 24, way late. So now I rediscovered it and I found out it makes a really great highlighter. So it's like this gold eyeshadow. So yeah, if you have a sheer gold eyeshadow in your stash that you don't know what to do with, that is one way you can use it. So for brows, this is one thing I like to advise people with a smaller stash to do if you don't want to buy a specific product for brows. What sometimes I like doing is just filling in my brows with eyeshadow. I mean, people do sell brow powders, but personally for me, I find that eyeshadow works as well. Supposedly one of the downsides is they may not last as long, but with my primer and setting spray, usually it lasts quite a long time. I've never had issues with it. My brows stay on the whole day. I'll use the less shimmery black. Oh yeah, I got one of those totally not Harry Potter inspired wand brushes. I mean, they're cute for decoration, but for makeup application, I don't really recommend them because they're really bottom heavy. So it's a bit of a struggle to keep the makeup brush where you want it to be because it just keeps trying to like fall down. Doesn't feel the most comfortable, but it's cute. This one came in a set, but normally you can just like grab any spoolie. You can steal it from like one of those makeup counters after you're done testing a mascara. There we have it. Brows are done.
Back to eyes. You'll want to apply your lashes first. Line your lower lash line with a shimmery gold. Grab the shimmery brown shade again and a pencil brush and blend it into the outer half of your lower lash line.
Okay, so that's it for eyes. Now for lips, because this is gonna be for a night while I'm out on the prowl for new victims, I'm gonna go with one of my favorite colors ever. It's NYX's Soft Matte Lip Cream in Transylvania. This is a really, really dark, stained wine sort of color. I love it. I love cool toned reds, especially when they're dark. Takes a bit of getting used to, but my goodness, you'll love it when you see it. Isn't this so gorgeous? Oh, I love it. You can go with a less dramatic dark red or dark plum color, but personally, I love this. And that's it. Oh, nearly forgot setting spray. And this time I learned my lesson. I'm not gonna talk while I do this. Yeah, last time I found out the hard way that the small bottles have a way more powerful spray than the big bottles I usually use, and that did not end well. Yeah. Anyway, you're finally done with the look. So once again, thank you so much for watching the tutorial. Please like or subscribe if you haven't, but thank you again for watching. For the sweet and natural look, I am getting it out very soon, I promise. Once it's out, I'll link it in the video. You can check it out too. It'll be out soon, I promise. Yeah. And this is why whenever my husband tells me I look good, I remind him it's all makeup. I'm not cooking my brushes, I'm just sterilizing them. So yeah, I'm kind of crazy about skincare. So one of the most important things is making sure your brushes are clean when you put them on your face. So I got myself a baby UV sterilizer to sterilize my brushes almost daily. It's heat and water free, so they're safe for even my Hakuhodo brushes. Yeah, I know it's kind of crazy, but your skin's really, really, really important.